Everybody. So today I have a very special video for you. This is something I've done every single year after the Oscars. And we look at the nominees for the best animated feature film and we decide, did the right film win? And I kind of forgot that I hadn't done it for this year just because the Oscars were so proactive and so long that it felt like I had done it when I actually hadn't done it. So yeah, let's talk about it. There ended up being five nominees despite the crazy year we had. There were still five nominees for animated feature film. Some years there were three, but there haven't been three nominees, I don't think it's since 2010. So it's been a while. But yeah, this was a very interesting group of nominees for Best Animated Feature Film. First of all, we had from Pixar Onward. And Onward, it tells the story of two brothers, voiced by Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, that start a odyssey to try and have one more day with their father who had passed away. This is all set in a fantasy world where they've kind of forgotten about magic, and it's become kind of folklore of the day. And it turns out that they have a special staff that allows them to find their father, but they only find the first half, so his pants. And they start on a journey to try to uncover the whole person of their father so they can have that one moment. And I think this movie is really sweet. I really enjoyed the relationship between the two brothers. I have an older brother that sometimes we struggle to connect. And so I really related to that aspect of the story. I also really thought the ending was bold and beautiful. What the Tom Holland character agrees to do for his brother was really touching and sweet and surprising, especially if you consider Dan Scanlon, the director. The whole reason he wanted to tell the story was because his father died when he was a young child. And so for him to sacrifice for his brother was very, very sweet, and I thought endearing and surprising. I, love the animation, and the Pixar is incredible. I think it has a great voice cast. I think Chris Pratt is just great in this role, and I don't know. I thought this was a really lovely little film. I enjoyed it. It's I think the quest is probably something that a lot of people could have figured out. So it's maybe a little easy, but that was fine for me. I was willing to forgive that. So I enjoyed Onward. And then next we have Shaun the Sheep movie Farmageddon. This is the sequel to the first Shaun the Sheep movie. And of course, they have the television show as well. And the first movie was so wonderful, is this sort of homage to silent films, and has got that great Aardman comedy that I love so much. And Shaun is just such an appealing, sweet character. And in this case, they have an alien come down and disturb everything. And this alien is the cutest thing that you have ever seen. I loved the design of the alien. I loved the stop motion in this film. It was so cute. And there's so many great little comedic sequences, like when they order a pizza. I thought that was really funny. And everything going on in the grocery store, I thought was funny and charming. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was very sweet. And so, yeah, I think it's a worthy nomination. Next, we have Over the Moon. And this is by director Glen Kenny. And this tells the story of a young girl who wants to connect with her mother who's passed away. She's really struggling. Her father's starting to date someone new. And she decides to take a journey to the moon because that's where her mother told her she would be. And she goes and she ends up meeting the moon goddess and going on an adventure. And I just thought this was really sweet and heartfelt, and I loved the songs. I thought they were really good. The animation is beautiful. I think that they do such a good job of showing a family and the family conversation, and the way that you interact with a large, boisterous group of people, and the importance of sharing meals and telling stories and checking in during dinner. All that really worked. I think once they get to the moon, it maybe loses a little bit of steam, but it's still so beautiful and the animation is so great that I was fine with it. And I just really, overall, really enjoyed it. And I thought it was a very ambitious, lovely little musical that we got. So then next we have Soul. And Soul is also from Pixar. And I think that Soul has a lot of really amazing elements. I think the animation is absolutely stunning, especially the way that it combines the CG and 2D in the afterlife. I think that is so beautiful. And I also really love all the things to do with music, and the score is incredible. I love the segments when he is auditioning and when he's playing music, when he gets caught up in the music. I think that's really great. I also like the scenes like at the barber shop where you get that sense of community and feel. I think that that really works well. I also really enjoy the voice cast. I mean, I'm not a big Tina Fey fan, but she does a great job as 22 here. And Jamie Foxx as Joe. I think that all works quite well. Where it loses me is that I think that the midsection when he turns into a cat doesn't really work for me. I feel like it feels so out of like I feel like it doesn't fit tonally with the rest of the film, and I don't know. I just don't like that whole section when he's a cat. And also there are some sort of awkward parts about that as well. And then also, I just don't really understand what the movie is quite saying. At one point, it seems like it's saying that everybody has their spark and you need to find your spark. But then another part of me thinks that it's saying that the spark is a lie because it's supposed to give all this meaning to your life. But then when he looks around at his life, when he is a cat, he sees that he's missing out on all of these great things in his life. And so is it, which way is it? I don't really know. And what is it trying to say? So I guess you're supposed to appreciate the things in your life and also appreciate the spark. I don't know. I think it gets a little muddled. I think it's a little confused. And I don't know. I just don't think it 100% works. I think it's really ambitious, but I don't think it pulls off that ambition completely, in my opinion. So then we have Wolfwalkers, and Wolfwalkers is the third in the Celtic trilogy from Tom Moore. And y'all know I love Tom Moore as a director. I love Pete Docter as a director as well. I was really hyped up for this movie because I really enjoyed Tom Moore's previous films. I love Song of the Sea. That's one of my favorite animated films I've ever seen. And this continues on his streak of just absolutely beautiful animation. And they even added this effect they called it wolf vision, where you see the sort of the gold in the transformations and in the magic, I guess, of the wolves, of the girls turning into the wolves. I think it's just beautiful. So pretty. The music is so great in this. He actually integrated a song with Running with the Wolves. And it's about this bond between these two sisters that don't know each other at the beginning of the film. That they realize they both have this wolfwalker nature as a common thread, and they become very, very close. And I just loved both of their characters. I thought they were really, really sweet and sincere, and I was rooting for them the whole way, both of them. I think you have moments where they feel betrayed, where they feel lost, where they feel all different kinds of feelings, and I was with them for that journey. You also realize that the father thinks that he's protecting his daughter when in reality he is holding her back from being who she wants to be. And I think that that's a really true message, that sometimes when we're trying to protect people, we actually end up hurting them. And I thought that was really powerful, and that of course you have the main villain, but then you also have her father who becomes a semi-villain in the middle. Then he's of course redeemed and realizes the error of his ways. But I just absolutely love the animation. I loved the story. I loved the relationship between the two sisters. I thought it totally worked, in my opinion. And I don't know if I love it quite as much as Song of the Sea, but I think it's still really, really strong. And I am just so impressed with Tom Moore and his consistency and Cartoon Saloon in general, just the quality of work that they produce again and again and again is just incredible. So I loved Wolfwalkers. It was great in every way, in my opinion. So the winner, of course, was Soul, and I think that Soul is a good film. I gave it a positive review, but to me, it doesn't land its message, and it gets kind of muddled, and I don't love the cat sequence in the middle. So I personally would have given it to Wolfwalkers. I think it was a superior film in terms of story, animation, characters, and message. So that's my opinion. I think that all of them were good films. I gave fresh to every single one of these films, so I have no problem with any of them being nominated. What about you? What would you have picked? What do you think is the correct winner for last year's animated Oscars? Would love to hear your thoughts. Please put in the comment section or on Twitter, and you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. And if you can like this video, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And check out the merch store. We have hashtag Animation Junkies shirts and more fun stuff. We'd love your support there. We also have a Patreon group, which is a lot of fun. And thanks so much, everybody. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.